gym. Was there any conversation around that at all?
Nah, even if it was, I don't even speak on, what other people got going on, I I would love to fight.
During the week, Shakur Stevenson had Eddie Hearn, Terence Crawford, and Floyd Mayweather watching him spar. What he didn't see coming, though, was a heated exchange between Mayweather and Crawford after the session. The two were ringside at the gym, observing as Stevenson trained for his upcoming fight on February 22nd against Floyd Schofield. Speaking to Fight Hype, Stevenson shared his thoughts on the big names gathering at the gym. Man, I don't even know how they all ended up there. Feels like I should be getting paid extra for setting that up, he joked. I'm always making these things happen, but I don't always get the credit. Still, I put together something solid and got everyone to pull up. I appreciate them for coming out and showing love. I just try to take in all the advice and knowledge they share. Mayweather had previously attempted to sign Stevenson, but Matchroom's Eddie Hearn ultimately secured the deal.
Hold me back.
While Hearn and Mayweather were able to set their rivalry aside to chat and joke around, things weren't so smooth between Mayweather and Terence Crawford. Their friendship took a turn for the worse this year. Stevenson has a big year ahead, but next month he'll need to make a strong statement in the ring. As for Crawford and Mayweather, they seemed friendly at first, but tensions rose quickly after Crawford confidently stated that he had no doubt he would beat Mayweather in a fight.
Like in the gym that day?
Nah, it just was talking about like my boxing. It wasn't nothing about no Kid Austin or the fight that I got coming up. It was more so just watching my...
What initially brought them together was a discussion about Shakur Stevenson's intense training methods. Many don't realize just how insanely hard he trains, but Hearn gave a small glimpse into his mindset. Skipping rest breaks and even losing sleep is just part of life for top-level championship boxers, and those who have been through it will tell you the same.
Yeah, what was, so I mean, look, it ain't the first time you've been around Floyd. It ain't the first time you've been around any of those guys. But, that day, especially with you having this fight, and, a lot of people saying that maybe Kid Austin isn't ready for you. What kind of talk? What was the conversation like in the gym that day?
Nah, it just was talking about, like, my boxing. It wasn't nothing about no Kid Austin.
Knowing when to fight, train, and rest is crucial. And Hearn shared his thoughts with IFL about what he witnessed from Stevenson in the gym this week. What I love about being in these environments is seeing the passion for the sport, he said. Last night, Terence was watching Shakur spar. He went 14 rounds of 4 minutes each with just 30-second breaks. Terence and Floyd watched the entire session, then moved to another ring to watch Ray Ford spar. Floyd and Terence both love boxing. They're passionate about the sport, enjoy watching young fighters, giving advice, and seeing talent rise from their communities. It was great to witness. Doing 14 4-minute rounds with only 30-second breaks is no joke. It's brutal for whoever was on the receiving end of Stevenson's sparring. Last year, Stevenson suffered a serious hand injury that was so bad it even landed him in the hospital. But this year is shaping up to be huge for him. He returns to the ring next month on February 22nd, fighting on one of the most stacked cards in boxing history.
Hold up. So if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking.
Crawford didn't hold back, claiming he would have beaten Floyd Mayweather if they had ever fought while Mayweather was still active. The Omaha native, known for his switch-hitting style, is a 4-weight world champion with 31 stoppages on his record. His most recent victory came in the super welterweight division, where he won the WBA world title with a decision over Israel Madueño. That marked the 4th weight class in which Crawford has captured a championship. He's also been undisputed in 2 divisions, one of only 3 fighters to accomplish that in the 4-belt era. As Crawford continues to build his legacy, fans are debating how he stacks up against all-time greats, with a dream matchup against the last dominant American champion, Floyd Mayweather, sparking plenty of discussion.
Terence didn't mention the fight, didn't say anything. You didn't talk to him about it. Floyd, not a peep.
Not a word.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Thanks, Eddie.
Floyd Mayweather, known as Money Mayweather, retired undefeated in 2017, cementing himself as one of boxing's biggest superstars. A defensive genius, he defeated top names like Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Shane Mosley, and Oscar De La Hoya. But would Terence Crawford have made that list if they had ever fought? When asked on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast how he would fare against Mayweather, Crawford didn't hesitate to back himself. "Me versus anybody," he said confidently. His trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, shares the same belief, though he admits he's biased. "For one, Crawford is like my son, so I'm always going to ride with him, but Terence has that dog in him. He didn't get to this level overnight. It took years of hard work."
That would have
been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody. I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
If you put Bud in the ring with Mayweather in their primes, of course, Mayweather would be the smarter fighter, but I believe Bud has more dog in him, McIntyre said. Whether Crawford could break through Mayweather's legendary defense will always be up for debate. For now, the more realistic fight is the upcoming showdown between Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez in September. Shakur Stevenson, the WBC lightweight champion, is confident that Crawford would defeat Canelo and do it with ease. He's been saying for years that Crawford has what it takes to beat Alvarez, and he stands by that prediction.
Rumors of Canelo and obviously your good friend, mentor, Terence Crawford. A lot of people a few years ago would have said that's crazy, but I think everybody, when they see the talent of Terence Crawford, forgetting away.
Crawford, the WBA champion in the 154 lb light middleweight division, has promised to put on 14 pounds. To compete in the highly anticipated fight, which could likely be the biggest payday of his career. When asked if he believes Crawford will win, Stevenson was confident in his response. "I've been saying this for years. I was probably the first one to say it, even before Terence said it. I've always thought Crawford's style beats Canelo," Stevenson told TalkSport Boxing. Stevenson seems to suggest that Crawford will stand toe-to-toe and trade punches with Canelo in September. However, that scenario might not be realistic, given Crawford's usual strategy of being more cautious and calculated when facing powerful punchers.
Classes, he's a special fighter, pound for pound. I think many will say number one in the world, alongside the likes of people like yourself and that great list that we've got at the minute. You see the man.
Crawford typically relies on his movement, using his jab and quickly landing shots before resetting his position. He doesn't stand still or constantly attack. His aggressive performance against Errol Spence was more of an exception, mainly because Spence wasn't at his best after his car accident. It had been over a year, 13 months, since that fight. Chris Mannix discussed on his YouTube channel the risks Crawford faces if he takes a fight above 160 lbs, emphasizing how careful he'd need to be. It seems unlikely that Crawford would risk a tune-up fight against a super middleweight before facing Canelo Alvarez in September.
Canelo.
Yes, honestly, if anybody could jump up in weight classes and do it, it's Terence Crawford. I don't know nobody who.
If Crawford does move up to that weight class, it would likely be at a catch weight around 163 or 164 lbs, facing a middleweight moving up. Possible opponents could include Aaron McKenna, Liam Smith, Austin Williams, or Corone Davis, fighters who are ranked lower in the middleweight division and pose minimal threat to Crawford. Another ongoing debate in the boxing world is who truly deserves the title of the greatest of all time. Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. are two legends who've made a huge impact on the sport. Both are considered the best pound-for-pound fighters of their eras, sparking endless discussions about who holds the title of GOAT.
Do you respect the Floyd 50-0, or is it like?
You gotta respect anything a person does if they're undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah.
Mayweather, with his perfect 50-0 record, is considered by many to be the greatest pound-for-pound boxer ever. His flawless defense and ability to control the pace of a fight made him a unique spectacle. On top of that, his career was marked by remarkable commercial success, with 4 of the 5 highest-grossing pay-per-view events in boxing history. However, Roy Jones Jr., an undisputed champion across 4 weight classes, has a different view. When asked in an interview with Real Life Productions if he considered Mayweather the GOAT, Jones Jr. gave a simple but strong answer: no. Slick yet punishing, Jones was the first man in over a century to win a world title at middleweight and then do the same at heavyweight. Throughout his legendary career, he dominated in 4 divisions and defeated top fighters like James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Antonio Tarver. His fights were always exciting to watch.
Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0. You go up top there? No. He just didn't stop. Right? You got to 50 and you stopped because of Rocky Marciano.
Right.
So Rocky died.
Mayweather famously ended his career with a perfect 50-0 record, holding belts in 5 divisions and showcasing a defense style that's widely regarded as the best in boxing. He also became one of the sport's most lucrative stars, with 4 of the top 5 highest-grossing pay-per-view events. When asked by Real Life Productions if Mayweather's 50-0 record made him the greatest of all time, Jones Jr. disagreed. He said no, and explained that there are other careers that were more impressive. You have to respect anything a person does to stay undefeated for that long. I respect that to a degree, but is it 50-0 that makes him the greatest fighter of all time? Nah. Julio Cesar Chavez went 87-0 at one point. Are you ever gonna top that? No. Floyd got to 50-0 and stopped, but that's because of Rocky Marciano. Marciano died, and if he hadn't, Floyd might have kept going too.
If he wouldn't die, he probably would have kept going too. So that's, and then at the end, you fight a guy that's 0-0 for number 50. How can I respect it?
Yeah.
You feel me? Right. So, I mean, I love Floyd, don't get it wrong, I'm not hating on Floyd, but come on, bro, you fight a guy that's 0-0, Conor McGregor was 0-0. And they let you do that?
Jones Jr. specifically took issue with Mayweather's farewell fight, a 10th round stoppage against UFC superstar Conor McGregor in McGregor's boxing debut. The debate over who is the GOAT will likely continue, driven by the unique accomplishments and philosophies of these 2 boxing legends. What was even more interesting was that, after Mayweather and Crawford met, Eddie Hearn was also at the training camp to support Shakur Stevenson, making it a gathering of some of the biggest names in boxing. They say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But in today's world with so many witnesses, especially when celebrities are involved, it's tough to keep things under wraps. And when you add Floyd Mayweather to the equation, keeping things quiet becomes nearly impossible. It turns out that a recent meeting between Mayweather and the famous promoter Eddie Hearn at a gym in Las Vegas sparked some tension. Though the moment was full of lighthearted comments, it didn't mean there weren't some heated exchanges behind the scenes.
I'm gonna tell you why I like Eddie. So one day, somebody asked you, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, "Boy, Mayweather ain't got no money."
It should be noted that Hearn has previously made statements suggesting Floyd Mayweather didn't have as much money as he claimed, and that this was why he was seeking exhibition fights. Mayweather, however, earned over $1.2 billion throughout his legendary boxing career, including major paydays from his bouts with Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. Reports suggest that Mayweather's current net worth is around $400 million, allowing him to enjoy an extravagant lifestyle outside of the ring. Although he retired from professional boxing in 2017, Mayweather has continued to participate in highly paid exhibition matches, facing opponents like Logan and Jake Paul.
That's why he doing exhibitions. No, Eddie don't believe that now.
Yeah, but Eddie will say some shit like that. Though.
Eddie will say some shit, but no. But one thing.
The boxing legend has repeatedly claimed he's earning 8-figure paydays from each exhibition fight, even calling them legalized bank robberies. When asked why he was accepting these showman events, he explained it was to continue building his generational wealth. Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, however, has suggested in multiple interviews that Mayweather's net worth might not be as high as many believe, partly because of his lavish spending. "I don't think he's got the money he says he does," Hearn said. "I don't think he needs the money, but when you have that lifestyle and spend what he's spending..."
What about that? But me and Eddie got it clear. Didn't we, Eddie?
Yeah.
One thing. Me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20, anything less.
The tension reached its peak when Mayweather ran into Hearn in Las Vegas and confronted him about his comments. The undefeated former boxer claimed that Hearn often makes remarks like that, but they had already cleared things up before. The two began joking as if the rumors were true, playfully throwing jabs at each other while their friends celebrated the exchange. The pair crossed paths in a boxing gym in Las Vegas, both in town for the fight between Diego Pacheco and Steve Nelson. During a sparring session, Mayweather jokingly started a conversation saying, "So one day somebody told me, because you know I don't have social media on my phone, they showed me..."
Can't be less than 10. Then we're struggling for money.
I had to show Eddie some of the account.
Mayweather, with a smug grin, responded. Eddie was like, "Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he's doing exhibition." Eddie doesn't believe that. I know he says stuff like that, but me and Eddie cleared it up. Hearn, also grinning, shook Mayweather's hand and jokingly replied, "Yeah, as long as it's 10 or 20 million, there's no problem. Anything less, it can't be less than 10. The joke had Mayweather laughing out loud, joined by a member of his team, and it was clear that there were no hard feelings between them.
Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter. That's what it does. You know what I'm saying?
Mayweather Jr. mentioned that he even showed Hearn some of his bank accounts, saying, "I had to show Eddie some of my accounts." Hearn then responded, "Imagine how much Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter. You know what I'm saying? It's clear Mayweather is far from short of cash, especially with his recent spending spree." The boxing legend has made major investments in real estate, including his biggest purchase yet, a $42 million series of apartment blocks.
Hold me back.
They say many a true word is spoken in jest, but when it comes to Mayweather, that doesn't quite apply. He remains one of the richest former athletes in the world. While it's unclear if he has any more exhibitions scheduled, he's still been linked to potentially lucrative return bouts. Although Hearn never promoted Mayweather, he likely wishes he had, considering the star power the American brings. Mayweather's pay-per-view events against Pacquiao in 2015 and McGregor in 2017 remain the two biggest earning fights in modern boxing history.
When I come and do an exhibition or come out and box and have some fun, I do it because I want to do it, not because I have to.
Despite earning an incredible amount of money throughout his 20-year professional boxing career, there have been stories over the years suggesting that Mayweather hasn't always been smart with his finances. Even in the build-up to his massive fight against Conor McGregor in 2017, the Irishman hinted that the undefeated former world champion might have had tax issues. While Mayweather is by far the richest fighter in boxing history, his wealth after retiring has come into question, with Eddie Hearn raising concerns about the state of Mayweather's finances.
I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know.
In a recent interview with GRM Daily, Eddie Hearn questioned Mayweather's wealth, saying, "I don't think he's got the money he says he does. I don't think he needs the money, but when you have that lifestyle and spend what he's spending." In response, Floyd Mayweather posted a new video on his Instagram, boasting more than usual to fire back at Hearn and prove that his claims were false.
Difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought everybody he could of his era. But he was a different kind of skill set, you know. He was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing.
In the video, Mayweather showed off a check and deliberately announced the amount on it. He then added, "You know what we do, the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, CEO of Zeus. I appreciate you, you guys always do great business." That's 6 zeros. Not bad, it's a deal. I appreciate it.
Good to see you again, man.
Come on, let me what's going on?
The money man is back, you know?
You know what we do. The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, CEO of Zeus Limit. I want to say I appreciate you. You guys always do great business.
Thank
And
you.
of course,
You know, we
if I'm the money man, they gotta have something for me. You know?
Mayweather then gave another interview where he took a playful jab at Eddie Hearn, saying, "When I come and do an exhibition, it's because I love the sport. And I feel like it." Known worldwide as the biggest moneymaker in boxing history, Floyd Mayweather, 47, enjoyed a flawless professional career, retiring with an unmatched 50-0 record. Over his 50-fight career, he became the biggest draw in boxing, generating billions of dollars in revenue.
I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Hearn's comments do carry some weight, as Mayweather has often been seen publicly flaunting his wealth and indulging in extravagant spending. However, he's also been criticized for not always being smart with his money. Despite retiring with a massive payday after one of the biggest fights in boxing history against former UFC champion Conor McGregor, Mayweather continues to participate in exhibition bouts. That's all for now. For the latest updates on news, moments, events, and action in the boxing world, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you're the first to know when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.